it's Meli, and today I'm going to be talking about the web-based interview. So after you apply to the Disney College program, you'll receive an email inviting you to take the web-based interview. When you receive the email, it really just depends on who you are, when you've applied, and if they're interested in your application. I received my invitation the day that I applied, but some people have said that they have waited a month under applied before they've gotten it, and sometimes even 2 months or so. So don't panic if you don't receive an invitation right away. Once you do receive the email, you have 3 days to complete the web-based interview, which takes about 45 minutes, so you want to schedule, I would say, about an hour sometime to take the web-based interview. Now this interview is all just multiple choice questions or rating questions, and they're all going to be about you. So they're all going to be personal questions. The first part of it's actually multiple choice questions that are 50 seconds each. You have 50 seconds to complete them. And they're going to be questions like, if you were to see a piece of trash on the ground, would you A, pick it up, B, alert a cast member, C, blah, blah, blah. And this is going to be just personal preference, what you would say. The next couple parts, I think there's 2 or 3 more parts, are going to be rankings. So it's going to be either strongly agree to strongly disagree or always to never, questions like that. And those are going to be things like, I am always on time, always or never, or I am very dependable, strongly agree to strongly disagree. Now the ranking questions, you only have 20 seconds to complete, which is a little bit faster. But don't worry, because if you miss a question, if you miss one of them, you don't answer quick enough, it will pause your interview. So what it will do, it'll stop the timer, it'll stop asking questions, and a little thing will come up on the screen saying that your interview has been paused. And to restart it, you just have to tap anywhere on the screen. And then once it restarts, you're totally fine. They'll give you a new question, and the question you missed just won't come up again. Don't panic. I had missed a question in mine, and I passed the interview anyway. So once you get through all those questions, it'll immediately after tell you whether you will be moving on to a phone interview or not. And then after you take it, you will get an email saying you can book your phone interview. So the web-based interview is nothing to stress about. It's very simple questions that are just going to be about you. So about your work habits and about you as a person. I do have a couple tips. My first tip would be to be honest. Be honest about all the questions. If you're the type of person that is usually on time, but maybe sometimes late, say that. Be honest about it, because if you get accepted, they're going to be expecting those things from you. So definitely be honest about yourself, and don't stress out about whether the answers are right or wrong, because they're personal. Which leads to my second tip, which is think about what Disney wants. So as I said before, be honest, don't lie, but also think about what Disney's looking for in a cast member. Like I mentioned, the trash picking up question. That one, you're probably going to want to say that you would pick up the trash, because if you know anything about Disney, they expect all their employees to help keep the parks clean. So although you want to be honest, you also want to keep in mind what Disney's looking for. They're looking for someone who's always going to be on time, someone who's very dependable, someone who gets along with their coworkers. So while you want to be true to yourself, you also want to think about who you're going to be working for. So keep that in mind. My next tip would be to be strong. And what I mean by that is try to answer things with either strongly agree, strongly disagree, always, never. Try to be more definitive in your answer. The less amount of maybes is the better. For me personally, I think I answered only about 7 or 8 of the ranking questions in the middle, like moderate. All the other ones I tried to answer either strongly agree or strongly disagree, because I think what Disney's looking for is someone who can make decisions. And so my personal advice would be for you to try to either be strong one way or the other, but it's okay if you answer a few that are in the middle. I did, and I got through, so don't worry. My last bit of advice would be to have someone with you when you take it. Don't have someone take it for you. But for me personally, I found it easier to have my mom with me when I took it for a couple reasons. First of all, obviously, emotional support. It was nice to have her with me to keep me calm and, reassure me that I'm doing fine. But also, if you're also like me and you read through things really fast, she was sort of proofreading and making sure that I was reading all the questions right. For instance, one of the questions said, I am always on time, strongly agree to strongly disagree. and for some reason I thought it said I am never on time, and so I almost messed that up. But she was luckily there to be like, no, what are you doing? Don't do that. So it was really helpful to have someone who knew me with me when I was taking it to help me make sure I was answering correctly, but also if I had a question about like, what do my coworkers think of me? She could be like, you know. So, but mostly just don't stress out about it. It's really just about you as a person. It's just about who you are, and it takes a while. It's a lot of questions, but once you get through it, you get to the phone interview, which is a whole other thing that I'll talk about in another video. So don't freak out about the web-based interview. It's super easy and you're gonna be great. So good luck. Bye.